Hello, I'm MBX and welcome back to videos. Then let's talk about Minecraft console in 2017. This looks like it's going to be a really exciting year for Minecraft on the consoles because there are so many big features that have been confirmed to be in development this year or coming out this year that I just think it's a really great year for anyone who is sitting at home and looking forward to updates coming out for their game. However, I think alongside these big features, there are certain small ones that should be considered that can really help out their respective communities, and I figured why not talk about in an open letter today to 4J Studios or Microsoft or anyone who will listen really about 5 features I think Minecraft console absolutely needs. So that's what I'm doing with today's video. Hopefully you all do enjoy it. Like the video if you do like it because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like this sort of video. But with that said, I'd also appreciate it if you tweeted this directly at 4J Studios or directly at Roger Carpenter or directly at one of the Microsoft accounts or an Xbox account, whatever ends up having to be, as long as someone in the Minecraft sphere of things hears these ideas, because I feel like so many of them, even if you have to dismiss them offhandedly because, oh yeah, we can't do that for that reason, then at least, they've heard them out and it would be a great improvement. But yeah, with that said, let's get straight into it and let's start with the first idea that I think Minecraft console needs, and it is to do a battle minigame. This is one of the biggest pieces of content for Minecraft on the consoles. Obviously, it was one of the big things they worked on last year, and I think it's obviously a big deal when it comes to stuff like revenue too, because it has to, the number of, map packs for that thing, it has to be a big deal for everyone involved in the Microsoft/Minecraft team. So yeah, the reason I mention that is because it's such a big minigame, but yet it's missing a really crucial function that maybe like 10 to 20% of its players want, because there's 2 game modes you can play battle minigame right now on, and there's casual, there's competitive, but they're both basically the same. They change some rules, but they don't actually make it any more competitive, and why not make it so that if you want to play Minecraft competitively, like lots of servers do right now, bear in mind, there are some servers where it's just for fun, but lots of servers have rankings, they have kill counters, they have, game modes where you can play this really hardcore version of Minecraft. I've done it in videos before, I spoke about Minecraft competitively at great length. You might think, oh yeah, that's kind of silly, but truth be told, lots of people want to do that, and lots of people do that in public minigames right now, so why not make it so casual is the game mode where you can go to have fun, and that's the recommended game mode that most people will play because, yeah, they just want to play some Hunger Games in Minecraft, but why not make it so, yeah, we can make this competitive game mode one where you can actually either have some form of ranking system, or even if you just have like a kill counter or some form of stats that are only measured in this game mode, or something like that to either give you, a milestone of your progress, so you feel like, you're working towards something, maybe a leveling system, something like that to feel like you're working towards something in the long run. But also, the other thing I think would be cool is to play against people who actually want to win, because, like I said, there are certain, like, meta games that develop on these servers where people are just really, really good at these mini games, and it really changes up the game entirely, and I think it'd be cool to play that for battle, whereas, right now, most of the time you pay people in competitive, it's either going to be the sort of thing where, like, you walk all over them, or they walk over you or something, and I just feel like, using, I think even the arena system for Xbox One, they announced at the same time they announced battle, and it just makes me think, like, yeah, let's do something with some form of competitiveness, so that if you want to get into, crazy competitive Minecraft, you don't have to go to the PC, which is right now how it works, because, you can't really do that on the Pocket Edition, can you? You can't really do that on the console, but why not make it so you can with just something to play at least a little bit competitively in the competitive game mode for, battle. To me, that seems like it makes sense, and maybe, there's some, like, big discussion they had that made them realize no, but at least be a cool idea to float, and at least put some form of stats in there so you can be like, yeah, look, I played this many battle games over my time. I just think that'd be cool, and that's the first of the ideas I think Minecraft console needs. The second one that I think it needs is to do with minigames also, but it's to do with both battle and tumble, because I think there should be more settings available for the user. So let's just talk about tumble first of all here, because right now there are only 2 options you can set if you're playing tumble. It's just, you can play snowballs or shovel, and all of the achievements for snowballs, so you're basically going to play snowballs regardless, and that's kind of cool. I'm sure some people like that, but I think the amount of variety you could give people would be really great. So for instance, if you wanted to play snowballs with only 1 layer, like you do in shovels, that would be cool if you could set that up. If you want to play snowballs with 5 layers, that'd be cool if you could set that up too. What if you could play shovels multiple layers? There's all these different ideas that I feel like you could add through settings and just make the games much more, variety filled, and that means that people are playing together in little groups, they can really extend the life of tumble, whereas right now, you get 7 friends together, you play some tumble, I'm sure you're kind of done with the idea by, let's call it like a few days in, whereas if you made it so you could just constantly change up the settings, to me at least, I love doing that. I do that so many times in every game that allows me, and it really does extend the lifetime of any game, and that's why I think give people more options just always a good thing, which moves me nicely into my next one here actually, because most of these are to do with adding creativity to the game, because to be entirely honest with you, I think one of the big things you can add to Minecraft is more creativity. It's a game about being, creative in one form or another, so why not make it so there is more creativity when it comes to something like customizing your world. So, yeah, right now we only have custom super flats, and they only go up to Y128, which I get there's some reasons behind that, and they also removed a lot of custom super flat layers, and again, I kind of understand that, but the thing I think they should add to the game is just entirely customizable worlds like they have on Minecraft PC. So, this was actually a 1.8 feature, so I don't know why it didn't come with 1.8, if there's like any reason for that, whatever, but yeah, customized worlds would be a really cool addition to the game, because people love custom super flats. This is something, I guess, maybe it's just something I see, but still to this day, a lot of people's favorite series on my channel was the Nuclear Wasteland Survival, where it was TNT and lava and fire and stuff. That was one of people's people's favorite series, just the insanity of that idea. And a lot of people tried it themselves. A lot of people made their own super flats, and for like a year or so, there was so much super flat, creativity going on. But if we're being entirely honest, that's kind of run out now. Like, I feel like being only able to change one layer at a time and only having like 100 blocks to choose from, although there's lots of options you can have of that, and there still will be some great super flats found, there just aren't as many as you could have if you could customize your biome sizes and your noise scales and your, all the various different, changes to all the spawners. Being able to customize your world in its entirety like that would not only be great for people who want to be creative and create their own stuff, which is something I would love to do, but it's also great for people that want to just, experience a fun custom world. If you want to experience a challenge, then here are the settings for you. That's why people love Nuclear Wasteland Survival. And as a fun little fact, actually, on my channel to this day, even though T25 wasn't really liked that much as an update because it just kind of added customizations for, different types of wood fences and different types of wood doors and stained glass and stuff like that, even though it only added features like that, the fact that it had custom super flat in there means that it was something like the second or third most viewed update in my channel's lifetime. And, that's kind of surprising to me. Like, I guess people really love the stuff you can do there. And again, that's a good sign that it's creative stuff that you can share and that other people can then check out. And clearly a lot of people like the Sky Village and the, Nuclear Wasteland Survival and all these other crazy survival things. And to me, at least, that's like some form for sign. And that's why I guess it would be really cool to have fully customizable worlds like you do on the PC. So you could make all the different combinations. But yeah, with that said, let's move to the next idea here, which is to do with commands in Survivor. So obviously, I'd love to see, command blocks added to the game. Like, that would be the ideal feature. But I understand there's a bunch of reasons why you can't, because there's no proper way to input command blocks. You have to make a GUI yourself. And given that the PC team are making one eventually, then it does make too much sense regardless. Okay, no command blocks, but why not add more commands to the host privileges menu until then? So, right now, for instance, you only have options to stuff like, change the weather, change the night cycle, stuff like that. But why not make it so you have some of the wackier commands in there, like, change the tick speed, make it tick over like 1,000,000 times a second, sure, just for fun, just to, have a world that exists like that. Why not make it so you can spawn lightning somewhere? I just feel like certain ideas like that, adding more commands to the game so that people have more control of their worlds, again, it just allows for more creative stuff, and I think it'd be a cool idea until you add command blocks, or, maybe the dream would just be commands in that way, but assuming that's not possible again, we can just move on to the final idea that I think Minecraft console should have, which is map sharing. This is like the biggest add-all feature to everything, because the big thing about Minecraft, the reason it's so successful, the reason people love playing it, is because you create these worlds from your imagination, and, sometimes people make these amazing things. Wouldn't it be cool if you could see other people's stuff? Or, wouldn't it be cool if you could share your amazing stuff with the world? I think so many people have one of these two thoughts. Personally, I love to check out other people's maps, see what, what's going on with the, see some parkour stuff, but some people just make these amazing builds they want to show off. Like, some people have entire console-sized worlds just filled with, like, a giant unicorn or a giant this or that, giant that they just want to share it in some form. And wouldn't it be great if there was some way to share these maps with other people and then have some form of rating system, perhaps, so we can see the best maps on the entirety of Minecraft console? Even on the PC, where there are map sharing places, there's no, amazing way of doing this, but if it's built into the game and everyone can share every piece of content, that's 20 million players on the 360 and all the other players on the other consoles. There's, some double-digit number of millions of players, all with their own worlds that I'm sure they'd love to share. And as it turns out, there's already a server system in place to keep your worlds intact between the 360 and the One. If there's some way for you to keep that many saves, there's got to be millions of saves in there in limbo somewhere. Why not make it so you can have tens of millions or hundreds of millions saves, so you can see some of the craziest worlds ever, from other people? Because there is certain, stuff that, as being able to download maps, which you're not officially be able to do, you have to kind of, you're breaking the Microsoft terms of service by doing that just a little bit, so you're not really meant to do that, but that's the only way we can download maps. And even then, there's some crazy stuff, and it goes back to the same point I mentioned before, where so many people watch my videos where I've done this stuff, and they're like, I wish I could do this, but it's just not possible for everyone. Not everyone can go and download maps, because, again, you're not really meant to in the first place. You gotta download this, you gotta have you gotta go through a few steps to do it, and it's something that, why not just make it so that everyone can share their maps from within the game? This would be a giant feature, I get that, especially if you add the ranking system to it, but if you go the Super Mario Maker route, then it's the sort of thing that could add content for players who, just like to experience content for ages and ages and ages, in the form of crazy hard survival maps, like the one on PC, Super Hostile. The amount of fun you can have a map like that is amazing. But then there's also, challenge maps, where you're deliberately trying to do this particular thing. There's stuff like, let's just put some stuff in the sky and call that sky-based map. There's parkour maps. There's all these types of maps even that people would love to explore. And if there is some way to do that, then I'm sure that could, like, literally, quadruple the amount of time some people could spend playing Minecraft. And I'm sure that's good for everyone involved on the Minecraft team, or maybe just for me. But anyway, I hope you did enjoy this video regardless. Like it if you did like it, because it helps out the channel a lot. Let us know you do like, these features, and that you, think they would be pretty cool too. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas, just in case someone from anywhere in the Minecraft sphere watches it. Maybe they'll read those too, and get an idea for, what people actually, want, just the general public, the YouTube watchers. watching public? I don't know, but yeah, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.